Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Steve Lane today, and we are live. Grand Champion Polo Club, Santa Rita Polo Farm, and we're on the Buenos Aires field today for our 2023 Metropolitan Cup 6-goal polo at its finest. And we, Steve, well, we love this, and we got a special introduction today. We got to introduce Mr. Esteban Ferrari, who's back. Before you go ahead and do our player introduction of our two teams today, we definitely want to welcome back Esteban Ferrari, who will be one of our top umpires in the World Polo League. Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, no, it's great to have him back. A well-known high-goal umpire joining us once again here at the Grand Champions Polo Club and falling into the pool of our international umpires. So always glad, and you know what? He's always happy. Always got a smile on his face. But you know what? His hair is always just in perfect place.
Perfecto. From a bald guy, that's a great compliment, I got to tell you. But he looks amazing. Come back looking super fit. He said he's very happy to be back. Big smile on his face. And so Esteban, he's going to get it going today. We'll get him back. And so remember, here on CTV Sports and the Grand Champions Polo Club, we televise and broadcast everything from 6 goals to 26-goal polo. And we love the Metropolitan Cup. Steve, tell me a little bit about the players that are playing today.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a brand new team right here today with CRG Cresta Soleada. And, of course, Mitch Aldenstein was unable to make it today, so he's got a substitute. Johnny Snyder, of course, we just met, filling in for him.
Super nice guy, man. And I want to tell everybody there in the studio, guys, that Mr. Snyder said he wanted to give a big shout-out to everybody here at CTV Sports. He said he loves watching it. He's learned so much from the game just by watching our broadcast. And now he said now he gets to be on CTV Sports. He's super excited about it. So big shout-out to everybody in the studio, guys. He wanted us to pass that on to you.
And playing number 2, Ariana Gravenese. Playing number 3, Martin Estrada. And closing the back door, Marcos Oneto. So, and that's the team in the white with the blue sleeves on their jerseys, and playing for Oriflamme, we've got Ben Shepard, who played here yesterday in the 12-goal, and Artemio Figueres, he played yesterday in the 12-goal on a different team. And Grant Ganzi, this is the first time we'll see him this season, playing, we think, the number 3 position, and, of course, Jason Warren on the Oriflamme team as well. So here we go. We are about ready to go. Just got to knock one ball off the field. And Esteban Ferrari on the far side of the field, he's going to line these players up and bowl the ball in underhanded. Yeah. So, about to get ready underway here for Game 2. Dale, we've had one game so far in this tournament, and that was 2 days ago where the Polo School took on Oria Polo, and the Polo School, with about 2.5 minutes left, they were down by a score of 3-2. Juan Bellini scored a fabulous goal at the south end, taking out a player on his offside, scoring on the near side. And then after the first horn, a penalty too, and Bellini converted that, so they ended up edging out Oria Polo by a score of 4-3.
You got it, as we've seen a lot this year, scoring goals within a minute. Juan Bellini picking up 2 goals right at the end to take home the win. So 4 teams competing, and so this is going to be great. 2 teams we haven't seen, and away we go as they get that first ball thrown in. Remember, we are live here on the Buenos Aires field, Santa Rita Polo Farm.
Marcos Oneto putting Grant Ganzi on his hip and coming up with the ball. Ganzi taking a swipe at it on the way by, but Marcos Oneto retaining possession. Oneto checking down right here, and he's got Martin Estrada right behind him. Martin Estrada backing him up. Johnny Snyder in there as well. And now, here comes, it looks like Artemio Figueres right here, and hooked out of there by Oneto. And now, following in behind is Jason Warren. Jason Warren along right here with that blue helmet on that gray pony. And Jason Warren just slowing things down. Johnny Snyder coming in there for a stab at it on the near side. And now Oneto does make contact with the ball, breaking up that play. Grant Ganzi going back, unable to get to it. And here comes Oneto and Estrada. Estrada on his gray pony checking down. Umpire Ferrari right there as well. And here we go. Martin Estrada trying to get around Artemio Figueres right there. And Estrada sends it downfield, but nobody home. And Artemio turning that ball back towards the boards right now. And Figueres trying to get some offense going for that Oriflamme team, followed up in there by Ben Shepard. Ben Shepard had a good talk with him after his 12-goal game the other day, and now Artemio Figueres on a run right here. He's got Martin Estrada and Ariana going back, and Ariana gets a little piece of that ball. But now Grant Gansey comes in and sends the ball back to Figueres. Figueres with a difficult neck shot, reaches out, and that ball still on the field, and Martin Estrada is going to turn it back going the other way. Martin Estrada looking for his sponsor over in the center, and now here comes Johnny Snyder. He does make contact with it, backed up there by Marcos Neto, and then Neto turning back towards the center of the field, sends a pass over to Ariana, but in waiting right there is Jason Warren, and Jason Warren is going to draw the umpire's whistle. So our first whistle of the day, Dale, and you know what? Good polo back and forth.
You got it. I mean, you opened it up here, 6-goal polo. We've been talking about all of our leagues and how the 12-goal, well, the 8-goal first was more like 12 to 14. We're playing the 12-goal now also in unison with the Metropolitan Cup, and that has gone to like the other game. Last couple games were like 16, 18-goal polo. And the Oriflamme team actually playing in that. A number of our players are. Ben Shepard playing with Jason Warren. And they have Frankie Biabao and Jason Crowder playing with them in the 12-goal, the Oriflamme team. And now putting Artemio Figueres and Grant Gansey. And Artemio also playing in the 12-goal. And it looks like they go with a number 4. Penalty 4 here. We had a penalty just off the front. And as he was saying, right-of-way violation. Remember about that window. Watch the window if it's closing. And just shows you how well Ariana Gravity's, how well of a rider she is already picking up that pass from Martin Estrada. And Estrada, 6 goals, I believe, on his highest, 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, I remember him as 6 playing with Hartmore down at the old Royal Palm Polo Club.
Yeah, played a lot against Martin back in the day. And big smile on his face. Everyone was super happy. Big energy when they came on the field here, Steve. We love to see that. So we're going to get our first penalty, goal shot penalty today, and it's going to be Marcos.
Neto puts it high, but off to the right-hand side. And, you know, just a observation there. We saw Grant Gansey either go get a mallet or change a pony, and he came down the outside of the field. This was a penalty 4. Now, if it was penalty 3, I'd give him credit for doing that. But a penalty 4, you can come back on the field. They called that the Stuart Armstrong play because they called a foul on him last year on a penalty 4. But you can come back, and as long as you come back 30 yards away from the ball while the ball's being hit or hit at, then you're okay. But remember, you can be offsides if the ball gets hit beforehand.
Yeah, and no problem still as they hit that, huh, Steve? When they hit it, if he's behind the hitter?
Yeah, no problem.
No problem. As long as he's 30
still
yards.
Still offsides, though.
Still offside, yeah, and that's where it comes into play. Here we go, on the move and on the great pony, and that's going to be Martin.
Estrada temporarily loses contact right there with the ball, but now regains it, and Estrada checks down. He's got Figueres right there beside him on his hips, sending a pass up to Ariana, and Ariana unable to make contact, but Figueres does. Figueres hooked out of the play there by Estrada, and now Estrada looking for some room to take a neck shot, allows the player to clear, and Ariana right up there by the goal, right where she's supposed to be, but that ball doesn't need any help, so Martin Estrada taking his time, letting the window open, and sending a shot right between the posts.
Yeah, strong play here by Estrada. He actually starts the action from center field on the little gray pony, and he gets it down in front. It looked like Artemio was off to the races, but Martin makes the hook and control. And as you're saying, Steve, it almost looked like a pass to Ariana. But, you know, the best goals are those passes, those layup passes that the number 3s, number 2, number 3, hit to those number 1s running the goal. Ariana just escorts it across the goal line to get the first goal of the day. That'll take us to our first courtesy change of the day. And we will be using the courtesy change once per chucker for safety of the 4-legged athlete. And they're going to play 4 chuckers of polo today. They play 4 chuckers in our 6-goal league. And once again, big shout out to our field crew here at the Grand Champion Polo Club, Santa Rita Polo Farm. And we've been playing polo. Well, we had our 12 goal yesterday here on the Buenos Aires field. And again, it looks immaculate.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I had a doubleheader yesterday, and in fact, we've got a tournament coming up this weekend, Sunday morning, with the Sterling Cup, and 4 teams in that 22-goal Grand Champions Polo Club tournament. So you know what? You got any info on that?
Yeah, you said it. It's a team that's going to be going. It's going to get underway on Sunday. And it's going to start out with Valiente. Welcome back, Bobby J. Bobby Janavis back with Adolfo Cambiaso. We saw Adolfo yesterday. He stopped in on his scooter with his daughter. That was cool, man, to see him and David Sterling after coming off. They're going to play with Peque Gonzalez and Lucas Criado Jr. And I'm really, really looking forward to see Lucas Criado Jr. play live, as I played with his father, Lucas, back in the day. And so it's going to be cool to see him play on their on Valiente team. And then going against Audi, what a perfect matchup. That's a perfect way to start out this tournament with 2 strong teams with Mark Ganzi, the Cobra, Grant Ganzi, Double G. Welcome back, Barto Castanola and Hector Castanola. We're going to see the Castanola boys going at it together. So this should be a great way to start off the Sterling Cup. That's going to be grounded 18 to 22 goals.
There you go. 3 10-goal players involved in that game. I'm sure we'll have a lot of viewers here on CTV Sports. But right now, Artemio Figueras is viewing that ball right between the goalpost, and a lot of stick work going on that play. So Artemio, his first goal of the day there for himself and for Oriflamme. So 1 apiece right here. We've got a set of 1s on the board, and Esteban Ferrari, just arriving here yesterday in the United States, out there doing duty today, keeping the ponies and the players safe, shows the players the ball. Going to bowl the ball in underhanded, and we're back to action. And right now, Grant Ganzi, the first to put lumber to the ball, taking it along the far boards over there, and Martin Estrada being ridden out right there by Jason Warren. And now Ganzi sends a shot right up to Warren, and Artemio stops, slows the ball down for Jason Warren. Jason Warren, he's got Estrada right there as well as Oneto. So he's got 7 goals to compete with. Couldn't quite complete the next shot, but Oneto's going to come on through and gain possession of the ball. Backed up out of there by Ariana Genovese Gravenese, and now Ben Shepard in there as well. Ben Shepard taking a stab at it too. Had a good talk with Ben Shepard yesterday, and Dale fill us in more when we get a break in the action. But right now, there's Johnny Schneider coming over for the near side play and draws the umpire's whistle.
Yeah, that's going to reach right towards the end of this first chukker of play. And that'll give it another opportunity as with the set of 1s on the board. And we're talking about Artemio getting the equalizer there. This kid has been my MVP of the 2023 season so far per handicap, based on handicap. Players playing. We've seen so many players playing above their handicap, and that is so cool to see players playing above their handicap. It always brings the level of polo to always to another level when you see that in Artemio. He has been phenomenal on A-rated. So here's a shot on goal and open goal penalty 2. And it looks like Artemio usually takes it, but it's going to be Jason Warren to take them. And he takes them for the Oriflamme team for the 12 goals. So I'm sure he's going to keep that rhythm going today. And that's going to go ahead and end our first chukker of play. So Oriflamme will take a 1-goal lead after 1. So stay with us. We're going to go to a little commercial break, and we'll be back for our second chukker of the 2023 Metropolitan Cup.
Foot golf is a kind of life, and also it's a combination about golf and football.
So I got into sport through social media. Someone approached me on Twitter and said, "Have you tried it?" I'd never heard of it at that point. So I went to my local course and tried it and just completely fell in love with the game.
This is not as easy as it looks on your body. It's a lot of kicking. We don't normally kick this many hard kicks in soccer.
For me, this and the US Open are the two top US tournaments. It's something we all look forward to every single year.
Great fun, and I think everyone would enjoy it when they try it. You can't not have fun.
When you set goals at the start of the season and you're able to achieve them at the end of the year, I think I can speak for everyone and say when we set goals and we make the sacrifices that we make, which a lot of people don't see, and then it all comes to fruition, it's a good feeling.
I literally live, breathe foot golf.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Metropolitan Cup 6-goal CTV Sport. Dale Schwetz and Steve Lambert in our second chucker play. If you're just joining us, we have the CRG Cresta Soleada team going here. It's a kind of a split team, and they see that a lot of polo with Johnny Schneider, and we got Ariana Gravenis, Martina Strada, and Marcos Zanetti. And they have one goal in the day, and they're going against Oriflamme with Ben Shepard, Artemio Figueres, Grant Gansey, and Jason Warren. And Jason picked up a penalty 2 at the end of the first chucker to put his team up by a goal. So 2-1 as we enter here into our second chucker play.
So Johnny Schneider getting a little piece of that ball and breaking things up. And now Jason Warren trying to get some offense going here. Trying to get around Oneto, and Martina Estrada comes in there for the write-off. And a whistle on the play right here. Artemio Figueres in on the play as well. So our mounted official right on top of things, and it's going to be a penalty 5A in favor of the team in white, CRG Cresta Soleada.
Yeah, so right after the bowling there, they work it down, and they were actually on their way to shoot there, the Oriflamme team. But like I said, a little right-of-way violation. Control, they'll just get possession of the ball there on the 5A, and it's going to go to the captain here, Estrada, as it bounces off his pony. Grant Gansey will come together, 4 players, and controlled by Marcos.
Oneto right here along the boards, being chased by Figueres, and up front is Warren. Oneto with a nice shot over towards the center, and Johnny Schneider jumps right on that ball, and in comes Ben Shepard to hook him out of the play. And right now, Estrada tries to gain possession of it, and a nice shot, back shot right there by Grant Gansey. And look who's on it, the man we keep talking about, this youngster, Artemio Figueres, right here. Artemio out front, being chased by Estrada, but Figueres staying right out front. Estrada, Figueres hears footsteps, but he's still able to take a full swing without being hooked, and now he's going for the near side. What a shot here by the young superstar. Estrada with a tail shot, saving that goal, and Oneto jumping right on it right here. Here comes Marcos Oneto being chased by Warren, backed up there by Schneider. Johnny Schneider, -1 goal player, but he's in on the play and doing pretty well. And now Warren steals the ball, reaches back, the window is big enough, and the whistle sounds right here as Oneto comes in there for the play, and Ferrari saw something he didn't like.
Johnny going to work this one right down the boards there, and as you said, he's on the offensive attack, and you have Jason Warren, he kind of slips in there, but he comes in clean and steals it away, and then you get a little ride-off here, but it's more of like a racing and rubbing play, not enough pressure on the ride-off to turn the player. It's almost where a player rides up and brushes another player. You can't just ride up to another player and brush them and then take the ball on the opposite side. You need to turn that player a little bit. So you need to ride them off, get control of the ride-off, and then go to the ball. In this case, here, Marco's going to get caught on basically, what would you state that was, Steve? It'd be
off-speed ride-off.
Off-speed ride-off,
yeah. Off-speed ride-off. He just kind of slid in front.
Yeah, kind of slid in front. Yeah, the verbiage on that's kind of an interesting play.
Yeah. You know, and as Paul Withers, you say, he took his neck away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, good call. Yeah, he didn't make play in the center of the body. Actually went to the front. On the 4, it's going to get hit down inside by Jason Warren, but stolen away here by Marcos.
Neto right now hits it a little too far, and Figueres gets on it, and now Jason Warren on the offensive attack right here, trying to get that shot back. He took the penalty for, and Ben Shepard got a piece of it as well, but Jason Warren able to take it right on through, staying just ahead of the nearest opponent to put 3 goals on the board for Oriflamme.
Yeah, he's going to start again with Artemio. Artemio jumps in front and hits a nice little back shot, only about 15 yards, but that's all he needed. And now we're watching a great rotation, 4-player rotation already by the Oriflamme team, as the number 4, Jason Warren, leading the scoring on the give and go.
So umpire Ferrari gives the ball back to the players, and this bowl-in one right there by the team in white with Neto trying to get around Artemio Figueres, and Neto just working his way along the boards, working his way. Figueres has no play, and now Neto releases the ball over towards the center where Martin Estrada was, but that ball deflected by a pony, backed out of there by Grant Gansey, right to Artemio. Grant Gansey having the confidence in Figueres to send him the ball, and now picked up by Neto. Neto going to turn it to the inside. Jason Warren comes over there and makes a nice play and gets the line of the ball with Estrada coming across. So a nice play right there by Oriflamme.
Yeah, that's a perfect ride-off now. Now it's the opposite. The same 2 players involved, and then Jason Warren and Marcos Neto, and that's the way you get it done. A nice ride-off, knee to knee. He pushes the other player over. He establishes himself on the right-of-way, and as you said, we had Esteban Ferrari right down the line to catch the CRG player coming across the right-of-way there on the right-of-way violation. I remember we were talking about Sunday and Sterling Cup, and we're going to get that. We have 2 more teams that are playing on there, and we have Tamara, and I love saying his name, Alejandro Poma. So welcome back, Alejandro. And he's going to play with Segundo Saravi. And I haven't seen him, Saravi, play at 5 goals. And then Pedrijo Zacharias on 7 goals. We were just talking about that, Steve. These are 2 players we're not used to seeing play, so that should be fun to watch them. And, of course, Diego Cavanaugh. And that's my man Diego on 9 goals. And then our 4th team will be Scone. And Scone is going to come in with Cable Magnus, Cody Ellis, Poroto Cambiaso, and Pelon Sterling. And they'll play on Monday, their first game. And remember, Pelon and Poroto playing with the Juan Martin Nero, and Adolfo Cambiaso to win the Argentine Open this year. So there's going to be a lot of action with these 4 teams. 4 very strong teams to start out the haggle here at the Grand Champions Polo Club.
Yeah, and 2 days in a row in polo here on Monday. There isn't many days where we don't have polo. So a great day for Sunday, and don't forget 11:30 Sunday morning. What time are we playing on Monday? Is that
3 o'clock?
3 o'clock
at the moment. Remember, always check your scheduling. Always check the hotline, as times can change. As we always try to remind everybody about that. Remember, this is the World of Polo, and then safety of the 4-legged athletes as we play on a field that's, a good 9 to 10 acre, 300 yards long by 160 yards wide. And you got to make sure the footing is superior for those 4-legged athletes. And we have some weather blowing in here this weekend, but you never know in Southern Florida. As they say down in the islands, man, wait 15 minutes and the weather will change, as we are in the tropics. As we have a beautiful afternoon here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. The wind is blowing from the northwest. Just a beautiful day. All right, after the right-of-way violation and the courtesy change, we have penalty 5A, and it's going to be Jason.
Warren right there sends it back down the field, and that ball just kicked just a little bit, so Figueres could not get to it. But Gansey with a shot, trying to get it back up to Figueres, and his horse kicks it backwards, and Neto goes to it. Couldn't quite get a hold of it, and now Martin Estrada does, though, and puts it into a player, allows that player to clear, and fires a shot downfield, looking for Ariana. But Warren right back there, a nice 3-goal player, playing in the 12-goal as well. And now Warren trying to keep it going in a mallet battle with Oneto, and Warren's going to win that battle. A shot towards goal, over towards the center, but Martin Estrada, even though he's got the 3 on his back, playing number 4 right now, decides to take it across goal. Little cat and mouse right there with Warren. Now turns it back towards the center of the field. He's got Oneto right out in front of him, but yet he's putting the ball up to Ariana. Ariana told to leave it by Oneto, and now Marcos with a shot over to Ariana, and Ariana with a nice pickup right there. Grant unable to come in, and Ariana with another shot parallel along the boards, looking over her shoulder. She knows Marcos Oneto is right behind her. Now she's going to try and hit that next shot, which she does. But coming in on the play right there is going to be Jason Warren. Warren sends a next shot back down towards the south end, and who can get to it first? And it's going to be Grant Gansey and Estrada. And it looks like we've got a whistle on that play. So, and our center camera, Dale, looking right down that line.
Yeah, you got it. And also, Esteban Ferrari, in a great position there. And this is one of those plays we broke it down a few times for our CTV Sports fans this week. And Steve Lane and I, this is one of those, was the player established in front? And if he was, then you have a player riding in from behind. And if not, then you have the opposite. You have a player coming on a right-of-way violation. In this case, it looked like Martin Estrada had the ball on his offside, so the player riding in from behind on the Oriflamme team had to switch to the near side there. The problem with switching to the near side there, Steve, is that's a very easy play for the offensive player to make an easy hook, and then they usually ride right by, and then you have a 4-on-3 attack. So they're going to go with the penalty. It looks like 4, and it's going to be Marcos.
Oneto puts it down along the ground, and will it stay on the field? And the answer is no. So now we will have a penalty 6, safety, the defending team hitting it over their own back line. And remember, it has to come off their mallet and then touch either their horse, themselves, a goalpost, or the boards.
Yeah, that's an interesting part. A lot of people don't realize that, Steve, that that it can actually go off your mallet and hit the goalpost and still go out to be a safety. Go off your mallet, hit off your horse. Most people don't know that, or actually off the boards.
Yeah, and years ago it used to be if it hit your teammate or a teammate's horse, that would be a safety. That's
really?
no longer the case.
What,
yeah.
Years ago? Wow,
years
I didn't
ago.
realize that.
Uh-huh.
Then how many years ago was that? Because I'm looking at your gray hair here, Steve. But,
well, that was
you're not that old.
15, 16.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's amazing how the rules have developed, and we'll keep you up to date on all of that here on CTV Sports. But back to the action, as it's going to be picked up here by Jason.
Warren right now being ridden there by Estrada. Warren trying to get the ball to Grant Gansey, who's downfield, but Estrada's going to come in there and steal the play, and a quick whistle as Estrada's turning around on that play.
Now, Estrada, I don't know if he's got a bunch of gray ponies down there or if he's mixing them up a little bit, because remember with the courtesy change, and this one kind of looks very similar to the one he played in the first, so he might have played in the beginning of the first and then brought it back here in the beginning of the second. But he's going to get caught on the right-of-way violation, and no one going anywhere once again, so they'll drop it from the spot on the 5A.
Jason Warren right here trying to get an offensive play going, and he's got Figueres in his crosshairs. And now Figueres ridden off there by Johnny Schneider, and Figueres unable to keep it going, but Oneto does. Oneto taking it the opposite direction, trying getting a little offense going with an offside tail shot, and in comes Jason Warren right there as well as Johnny Schneider, and Warren didn't quite get the shot he wanted, and now Martin Estrada with a strong back shot, and Grant Gansey going back to pick up the loose ball. Grant Gansey looking over his shoulder with a tail shot, looking for Figueres, but it's going to work out maybe just as well as Ariana comes through there, and the horn will sound, and that will end Chucker number 2. And
yeah, that's interesting. Was that before or after, you think, Steve?
Yeah, we used to have a rule there that if a foul occurred a second and a half after the horn, then you would still count that.
Yeah,
you could have a collision after the horn, and you know what? We as umpires just said, the horn beat the whistle.
Yeah.
So, that was another rule change years ago as well.
All right, so let's go to our halftime stats here for the first time, for the first half. Remember, 4 Chuckers of Polo. So right from the start, Oriflamme, they're going to go. They're going to be winning here 3-1, and it was pretty close back and forth. So shots on goal, not too much of a difference here. 3 shots by the Oriflamme team, and of course 2 shots by the Cresta team. Then on the knock-ins, 1 by the Oriflamme team. So a little better shooting, percentage of shooting by the Oriflamme team. Throw-ins, though, and this is where they come into play in a very tight game. 4 throw-ins, 1 by the Oriflamme team. So those possessions are huge in a tight game. Fouls committed, very close. 3 by the Oriflamme team and 4 by the Cresta Soleada team. And then penalties converted, well, they just have the 1, and it was the 30-yard shot, and that was from Jason Warren. So at the moment, 3-1, and it's just a very tight game. So we're going to go and send everybody off for a little halftime break. I hope you enjoyed our halftime stats. And we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be back for our second half of the 2023 Metropolitan Cup.
Hi, I'm Tomacho Pérez.
Hello, I'm Nacho Figueras.
Hello, I'm Martín Muñoz.
I'm Gonzalito Pérez.
I'm Alejandro Novillo Estrada.
Hello, I'm Nacho Novillo Estrada. I'm Mike Rhodes, and here back in Aspen.
All right, so welcome back here. We got Double G, Grant Gansey, Artemio Figueres right here in front of us. And we're preparing, actually, Steve and I are styling some of our new attire from Casablanca. And Grant Gansey being the ambassador for Casablanca, Steve Lane. I'm Dale Schwetz with Steve Lane. And we're live on CTV Sports. Steve, tell us a little bit about these two teams, just in case we have a few viewers that might be tuning in just for the second half today.
Yeah, first time we've seen these two teams. In the sixth goal, this is game 2. We've only had one game so far, and that was on Wednesday where the Polo School took on Ari of Polo and just winning that game, scoring 2 goals within the last 2.5 minutes, both of them by Juan Bellini. And, like I say, score of 4-3. So these two teams right here today, CRG, Cresta, Soleada, and they are in white with Johnny Snyder. And Mitch, if you're watching, sorry you can't be here today with us. Maybe he's on the sideline. Maybe he's watching on
Yeah, that's right. Big shout out to Mitch.
And playing number 2, Ariana Gravenese. Playing number 3, Martin Estrada. And playing number 4, Marcos Oneto. And playing for the Oriflamme team, we have Ben Shepard playing number 1. Artemio Figueres playing number 2. Double G, Grant Gansey playing number 3. And Jason Warren playing number 4. And Dale, Ben Shepard played yesterday in his 12th goal.
Yep.
Didn't even get a drink of water. But came there right down to our announcer stand, and what a great guy, what a great talk we had.
He trotted down. I'm like, man, this guy's super fit now. He's into it. And you're joking, but Ben's first time playing here at the Grand Champion Polo Club, and we're open arms to the Oriflamme team. We're just so happy to have you guys here. Ben, thank you so much. They do very well playing in the UK and representing the UK at a high level, so it's very nice having Ben Shepard and Jason Warren and teaming up, as we said, with Artemio and Grant. And Grant preparing for the Sterling Cup, Artemio playing in the 12 goal.
Yeah, Artemio. You talk about he's the man of the year this year, and you know what we used to say.
I said MVP of the year. He's doing amazing now, Steve.
We used to say that about Fran Spinacci. So
I know him and Fran too. All the little dudes, but he has just been on an A-rated. I mean, the amount of we watched his first 12 goal game, and the team was still kind of figuring each other out, and he scored 7 goals, and it's just amazing. Just how well he's played, and now he plays all summer long at our sister club at the Aspen Valley Polo Club, and he plays at all levels, and I love that about him. He plays with the juniors too, and we have some young juniors, young ladies and gentlemen that play. Our junior league there in the Aspen Valley Polo Club is just amazing in the summertime. If you're looking to play polo there in the polo school with the Polo On Demand program, that's the perfect place to get involved. And remember, you can always go to gcpolo.com and look for Cale Newman and Juan Bellini's. Their phone numbers are on there, and you can give them a call, and they'll get you set up with the Polo On Demand program and explain a little bit more about the most unique program in the world, Polo On Demand.
You betcha. They can set you up with anything. Boots, helmets, mallet, horses, and a high goal player to give you lessons.
Just demand it, Steve. That's all you got to do. Demand it. Of course, bring your checkbook.
That always helps.
That's part of it. Yeah. But here we go. We're going to start out this second half with a right-of-way violation, penalty 5 from the center. And Jason Warren's going to find Grant Gansey, but it's going to get turned around by Marcos.
Neto right here trying to get around young Figueres. And Grant Gansey picks up the ball, kicked by a pony, and spoiling the play for Grant Gansey, but a whistle on that play. So umpire Ferrari right there is going to put the ball down, and hard to tell if that's, I believe that's going to be a penalty 5A from the spot, too far out for the 60.
Yeah, a little weird play. It looked like a player trying to clear out, but Grant was already had his mallet in motion, and Steve talked a lot about that. Remember, a lot of the plays and fouls that the umpires call are based on a player that's hitting the ball, the mallet being in motion, and in this case, Grant's mallet was in motion, so that player clearing out was clearing across too late.
And, when we talk about being in motion towards the ball, we're talking about split second.
No, it's that quick, yeah. And it changes the game. So penalty 5A from the spot, and it'll be Jason.
Warren puts it right down on the ground and right in front of the goal, but it's turned around out of there by Ariana. Ariana and Figueres come together. Figueres trying to work the ball on the near side. Ariana staying right there with him. And now Ben Shepard coming in with a nice back shot right there, and turning around is Double G Grant Gansey. Grant Gansey working the ball towards goal, trying to get around Johnny Schneider. And Johnny Schneider reaches down, plays the ball, carrying the ball across the goal mouth. And now Martin Estrada checking down as well, and that ball over the back line, so we'll have a knock-in right here by the team. And actually, I believe we've got a whistle on that play. It looks like a safety as Snyder's shot goes over the back line, so umpire Ferrari brings the ball out to the 60-yard line, where we will have a penalty 6 in motion right here for Oriflamme.
Yeah, Oriflamme keeping the pressure on here in the second half. Remember, the Metropolitan Cup 6-goal polo, we play 4 chuckers, and it's a different dynamics. You need to set up a game plan that is firing on all cylinders early in 4-chucker polo. And a lot of the interscholastic and intercollegiate indoor polo, Steve, I believe is all 4 chuckers also, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you know what? This 6-goal, 4-chucker polo, it's a great stepping stone to go to the 8-goal. And 6-chucker polo.
Yeah, and also gives you the ability, you don't need as many horses, and that's always makes it a little bit easier. Wow! Look at this. Grant Gansey, double G, lining it up, and he has been hitting his 60s very, very well. They're not getting a lot of help from his 4-legged athlete here. She was ready. She's fired up, but Granty just stayed dead on it. He was about 20 yards off the post, lays it dead center.
Look at the smile on his face after that shot, too. If he had chapstick on, he'd have it on each ear.
I'm telling you, great riding there. And like you said, this little 4-legged athlete ride, she is ready to go. And he just kept her right in line, and that's a huge goal for the Oriflamme team. And look at this. Now they're going to pick it up, win the bowl in. It's going to be Artemio. He'll try to steal it away from Marcos. He's going to get it done, but now it'll be Marcos.
Neto going to take the ball over to the far boards, and Figueres going to stay right there with him. And now Figueres with a back shot, but nobody up to offense. Double G going to come blasting through there and try and outrun 2 white jerseys, and he's done just that. So back-to-back goals right there for Grant Gansey. First from the penalty 6 line, and now from the field. So a 5-1 score right here in the first half of chucker number 3.
Back to the center they'll come, and keeping big energy here in this third chucker. Remember, we talk about it coming out of the tent, the locker room, and being mounted up, ready to go. And this Oriflamme team, they have come out on 4 very strong polo ponies here, and they have been controlling every ball, and they've won every bowling. But Estrada says, shut up, Dale Schwetz, we're going to control this one. Here comes Martin.
Estrada looking to set up there for the big hit. No, he decides to work it, trying to get around Jason Warren. 2 3-goal players at the back right there, and Estrada sends a nice shot down to Neto. Hooked out of there by Artemio Figueres, and now Grant Gansey coming into play as well, but Neto reaches back, gets that ball for goal number 2. Unable to score in the second chucker, but third chucker. First goal since chucker number 1 for Marcos Neto.
Yeah, Marcos always very strong, and they'll get picked up here. He'll bring the pressure, so they need to keep going here and keep it going. Only a 3-goal lead, as they'll go ahead and send them off. You might get a courtesy change here. And it looks like, you will get a courtesy change and a whistle on the play. So it looks like we're going to have a few takers. And remember the courtesy change. A lot of people talk to us about the courtesy change. And we have been amazed on how the courtesy change over the last 5 years has just developed. And now, Steve, as you said, a tournament condition with the United States Polo Association.
It is. Clubs can use it now, and so that shows you once again, Grand Champions Polo Club being a leader, not a follower.
You got it. Well, you know who the brainchild is, and she everything's about the safety of the horses and also bringing the game to a higher level, extending the game, and it happens so many different ways. And, we break it down, and we talk a lot about this, and people ask Steve and I about the courtesy change. And one of the best ways to really understand it is just thinking about the Triple Crown of horse racing, thinking about the races that happen. That's the Preakness Stakes, Kentucky Derby, and the Belmont. And the Preakness is the shortest race at a mile 3/16, and it takes a minute 53 to run that 9.5 furlongs. Secretariat set that in 1973. Kentucky Derby's in the middle, the 1.25 miles, and a 10 furlong. Secretariat once again on the Triple Crown on 1:59. And the Belmont is a great discussion. It's a great race to compare the Kersey Change to. The Chuckers and Polo are 7.5 minutes long. The Belmont Stakes is 1.5 miles, 12 furlongs, and it takes 2 minutes and 24 seconds to run that. Secretariat set the record once again. Steve brought up a huge point yesterday, Steve, when you brought up that that's just running. That's not stopping and turning and doing all of the other disciplines that a polo pony's has to do.
Yeah, that's like a human going out and running a 100-yard dash or 10-yard dashes,
Yeah, like suicide.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep, that stopping and starting back up.
Suicide.
We our coach always gave us that for punishment.
Exactly. No, it's not like running laps. So that's why we use it, but we've also found that the players have been very happy with it, and it's helped out with that. And it's also cleaned the game up on teams not fouling as much. And when we didn't realize all those different things would happen with the Kersey change. But it's amazing how if you change one rule or one procedure, it can better the game in so many different ways. On the move, Marcos.
Neto trying to work the ball towards the goal line, but having a difficult time doing that as he takes it to the corner, circles back around, and Grant Gansey staying right there with him. Now Gansey picking the ball up on the offside, comes together with Estrada. They neutralize each other, but Artemio Figueres bringing the ball to the left-hand side. Now trying to outrun and get around Estrada, and look at this. He just might do it, and he does. He avoids the hook of Estrada, unable to keep that bouncing ball going. Ben Shepard there with a man on his hip as well. But Jason Warren coming through the back door by himself, playing cleanup right here. And Neto is going to wait on him, but Grant Gansey's going to say, hey, leave it, go downfield, I got you. And he does just that, sending the ball back up to Jason Warren. Estrada able to get on it, and Warren now coming to it as well. Warren going to turn the ball back towards center. Neto reaches way out of the saddle for a hook. Estrada with a back shot into a pony, though. However, here comes Neto. Neto has Johnny Schneider well downfield, but Neto going to bring it to the right-hand side. You might see a long shot right here, trying to get it back over to Schneider. But, however, here comes Grant Gansey. Grant Gansey with an open back shot, straight back. Picked up now by Warren. Warren's going to circle the wagons right here on the inside and send a shot up to Artemio Figueres. Figueres right here out front of John Schneider by 4 horse lengths. Now trying to bring the ball back over towards center. He's going to take a cut shot and cuts it all the way across the goal. A little bit too much angle right there, but a nice attempt and a nice run by Oriflamme.
Yeah, you got it. You have Figueres, Artemio pulling the team, and he almost got out in front on the first one. You're going to get the 30-second horn right there, warning horn, and the ball is off the field. It's on the end line, so we will end our chucker with that warning horn, and we'll send everybody off. When we return for our 4th and final chucker, we will return with a knock-in for the CRG Cresta Soleada team, and this is going to be an opportunity, Steve, down by 3 goals. If they can get a good coast-to-coast run, then they'll be right back in this game. So stay with us for our 4th and final chucker of the 2023 Metropolitan Cup.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day, and the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
Welcome back to CTV Sports, and thanks for joining us here for the fourth and final chukker of game number 2 here in the Metropolitan Cup 6-goal. And we have the team in white, CRG Cresta Soleada, with John Schneider, Ariana Gravenis, Marcos Oneto, and Martin Estrada going up against Oriflamme, Ben Shepard, Artemio Figueres, Grant Gansey, and Jason Warren. A score of 5-2 with the team in black. Oriflamme ahead by 3. And, Dale, you mentioned not to get too far behind in 4-chukker polo. But, with 3 goals behind, Oriflamme right now has that cushion. Not an impossible task for CRG to catch up, but a difficult task.
Yeah, so they started out, it was 2-1. They both have 2 6-goal teams. So it was 2-1 with a goal by Jason Warren, a penalty 2 in the first chukker, and Artemio scoring 1 from the field. Martin Estrada picking up 1 for CRG Cresta. And then they went into the second chukker, and there was one unanswered goal for the Oriflamme team by Jason Warren, making it 3-1. And that chukker, though, Steve, we started to see the Oriflamme team, they had the ball on their offensive side of the field for a good 80% of the time. So that was a lot more control by the Oriflamme team. Then when they went into third, the same thing was going on. The Oriflamme team was just pushing down, trying to score goals, and they did pick up 2 more. Grant Gansey with 1 from the field, and then an awesome penalty 4, or actually a safety. Sorry, it was a penalty 6. And it was just off to the left, and he had the wind at his back, a little bit of a crosswind, I guess, when he hit that ball, but hit it perfect, and that gave them their 3-goal lead after a goal from Marcos Oneto. So here we go, fourth and final chukker, knocking coming for the CRG Cresta Soleada, and turned around by Jason.
Warren right here trying to set up here for the big shot, surveying the field. Going to send a little shuttle pass over to Grant Gansey, and Grant Gansey gets a little piece of it, but able to keep control, and Martin Estrada breathing down his neck as well, but Gansey able to keep things alive, but now Oneto picks it up with a little help from the pony, and now Estrada. Martin Estrada, former 6-goal player, bringing the ball back towards the center, letting the player clear out of the way, and a whistle on the play right there, riding into the shot will be the call, and umpire Ferrari points towards center in favor of CRG Cresta Soleada.
All right, so an opportunity now as we come to center, and better off also stopping the clock. So that's going to work in favor of CRG Cresta Soleada, and they need to get a goal here, though, Steve. They need to get the momentum because, as we said, the last 2 chukkers, the Oriflamme team has been clicking. And we were talking about Ben Shepard and Jason Warren. They know each other very, very well. And Artemio and Grant have played against each other and with each other up at the Asset Valley Polo Club. So here we go. Marco's working it down.
Marcos reaches back and able to pick up that ball, and Artemio coming in, trying to break things up, but Oneto still in control. And Oneto going to take it back to the right-hand side where Gansey doesn't have a play, protecting that right away and the line of the ball. And now Marcos with a shot right on goal. Johnny Schneider up there as well. No, now we get the indication from the goal judge. So John Schneider up there helping out, and Marcos Oneto had an open window, so a score of 5-3.
And we're going to check this one here. I'm not sure if Johnny or Ariana got it. Here comes Johnny in behind it. I believe Ariana might have pushed it through. Johnny was right there. Yeah, it's got to go to Ariana. So we're going to give that to Gravity. So well done, Ariana. But lined out well is Johnny Schneider was right there in line if needed, and he had his man on his hip. So this is a very positive possession for CRG Cresta Soleada. So let's see if they can win the bowl in. Yes, they do. And get the offensive tag. No, it's going to be Double G.
Gansey going back for a tail shot right there, right over to Jason Warren. Estrada on his left-hand side, and Warren working the ball over towards the boards, and now still has Martin Estrada ridden out. Breaks the ball off the boards, being coached there by Grant Gansey, and a shot over towards the center, but picked up there by Estrada as that pass was not long enough to reach Figueres. So Estrada Estrada checking down, looking to his left-hand side, wants to do the next shot. Unable to get that next shot completed, and now still in possession of the ball, takes it back the other way to his left-hand side. Marcos Oneto right over there on the boards, and Estrada's going to break downfield, looking over his shoulder, and Oneto releases that ball, but Gansey's going to outrun Estrada with a nice back shot right over to the boards, but Oneto there as well. Jason Warren's going to put some pressure on him, force him to hit a long ball, but Oneto, he decides he's going to try and navigate around. Umpire tells Warren to clear. Oneto still on the ball right here. Now Oneto hits a shot over towards the center where John Schneider, Ariana up front as well. That ball hits the goalpost, and it looks like Ariana, gold number 2 here in Chucker number 4. So just what we talked about, that CRG coming alive with a momentum and some confidence.
And you said it, Steve Lane, you're never out of a polo game. It is amazing how quick you can score goals. And this is before the courtesy change. So now only a 1-goal difference. And both teams actually playing pretty well. Oriflamme doing a great job. But just the CRG Cresta Soleada team, they have finished every one of their attacks. And it's going to go to Ariana, going to pick up her 2 goals. So at the moment, 2 goals for Ariana, Gravities, and then Oneto and Estrada with 1. So, 1-goal difference. Wow, here we go. This is flipped around quickly. And we will get the courtesy change. Looks like we're going to have 4 takers. And, wow, here you go.
Yeah, our last courtesy change of regulation play, and the way things are going, we might see another one. Don't count them out.
Huge bowl in here. Just the possession on this play, Steve, is going to be just so important to either team as, this 1-goal lead. Can the Oriflamme team hold on? And because they have picked up right where they left off, as you said, it is the CRG team. Cresta, they went down and scored, and when they came back quickly, that's how you score goals. Is we've seen it this year a couple times where we've seen three or 4 goals scored in less than 3 minutes, and we'll check the time exactly.
So all players returning to the field after the last courtesy horse change with 2:58 on the clock. So umpire Ferrari's going to line them up one more time, and CRG would like to get possession right here and tie this game up. But
2:58, good. That's a perfect amount of time.
That's a lot of time, yes sir. And Oneto winning this bowl in right here and sending it up to Ariana. She's got 2 goals under her belt, and Johnny Schneider coming in to help out, carrying that ball towards the south end, and Ariana ridden over the top of the ball by Figueres. And now here is Jason Warren sending 2 players down the field, and he's got 2 to choose from, and he's going to choose Figueres, but that ball blocked right there. And now Oneto coming along as well, but here is young Figueres out front on the near side. Got Martin Estrada ridden off on his offside. Grant Gansey checks down as well, but Oneto couldn't quite get on that line, but Jason Warren does. Here comes Johnny Schneider with a back shot. He has not missed a ball yet today. And now, look out. Martin Estrada right here. Ben Shepard's going to give him a run for his money. Martin Estrada looks over his left-hand shoulder, going to take out Shepard, but Shepard goes to the inside. Can he break things up? Estrada leaves it on the field, and now young Figueres dangerously turning that ball across the goal, but able to get it done. He's got the confidence and the stick work to do it. Jason Warren coming in there, now picking up the ball. A back shot there by Ariana, and Warren with a shot right up to Figueres. Figueres all alone up front with enough room, but takes the ball on the near side. Just gets a little piece of it. And now Oneto turning it back towards the center of the field. Grant Gansey has to go back. Oneto couldn't keep track of that bouncing ball. And Warren with a quick back shot where he knows Figueres is. Figueres doesn't waste any time. A one-time shot down the field, and Johnny Schneider staying right there with him. Figueres hits that bouncing ball, carrying it a little bit further along. That ball's still on the field. Figueres going back to keep it on the field and getting around Estrada. And this young gun right here is going to shoot towards goal into a pony bad luck, takes another shot at it, and scores. So Figueres probably looking at the other players saying, hey, guys, I don't need any help. I'll get it done.
Artemio's been there before, but great passing. Well, you got to give it up. I mean, Martin had a huge breakaway play, just a little trouble off to the outside. Then the Oriflamme team turned the defense into offense, and Figueres was out in front. And then the finish here, that's just great second effort by Artemio Figueres. He actually saved that ball on the end line and turned it around. Good defense there by Johnny Schneider to stop it, to knock it down. But Artemio just fired it right back in there, picked up his second goal of the day, and more importantly, put them ahead by 2 goals.
And we'll play out this 30 seconds. And remember, net goals are very important here in this tournament. So if Oneto can put one more on the board, that would certainly help out his team. And Oneto doing it right there. Oneto couldn't quite connect with that bouncing ball, but backed up by Ariana, and the horn is going to go, and that ball would have been wide anyhow. So a great game by both of these teams that we are seeing for the first time. A final score of 6-4, and Oriflamme coming out victorious. Players shaking hands. Great job there by our international umpire, Esteban Ferrari. Glad to have him back and glad to see all 8 of these players out here on the field. So the field in perfect condition. And Dale, we've got some numbers here for the second half.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Well done there on the play-by-play. And here we go on the stats. What a close game, 6-4 at the end with that goal from Artemio Figueres. Shots on goal, it was very close, and this is where the Cresta team, they came back in the second half to make it 7 shots for the Oriflamme team, 6 for the CRG. Then on the knock-ins, it was even, 1-1. So both teams shooting the same. Throw-ins, not much of a difference. Only one by the Oriflamme team over the Cresta Soleada team, and that's very close. Fouls committed again, 5-4. You can't really go against it, but penalties scored. It was huge, and that's for Grant Gansey. And well done there, Johnny. What a play, man! Great playing. You came back strong, but the one goal by Artemio from on the short penalty, and then the big shot there by Gansey. It's so important to make those penalties, and that's where they edge them out. So a very strong 6-goal game. Once again, I think Steve will agree with me. That 6-goal polo, that last chuck there, Steve, seemed like 10 or 12-goal polo, as it always raises the level. So I hope you enjoyed our game here in the 2023 Metropolitan Cup. For Steve Lane, I'm Dale Schwetz, and I speak for everyone at CTV Sports when I say thank you for making us the leaders of polo broadcasting. And always remember here at CTV Sports that we love the polo.